Most of the things you own arrived by ship. Your phone, your clothes, your furniture, your food packaging, and almost all of them traveled on a ship far larger than most people realize. Over the past 60 years, cargo ships haven't just grown, they've exploded in size. Ships today are longer than skyscrapers laid on their side, wider than city streets, and capable of carrying entire towns' worth of goods in a single journey. So why does this keep happening? Why aren't ships staying big enough? And why does the world keep building vessels that seem too large for ports, canals, and coastlines? The answer isn't ambition, it's economics, physics, and a global system that quietly rewards scale until it doesn't. At the heart of ship growth is a deceptively simple rule. The cost of moving one container drops as ships get larger. Fuel, crew, insurance, navigation systems. Many of these costs barely change whether a ship carries 5,000 containers or 20,000. So when a ship doubles in size, the cost per container often falls dramatically. This is called economies of scale, and shipping exploits it better than almost any industry on Earth. A modern ultra-large container ship might carry over 24,000 containers. That's thousands of trucks replaced by a single voyage. For shipping lines operating on razor-thin margins, bigger ships mean survival. Water behaves differently than air. As ships grow larger, they don't experience drag in the same punishing way aircraft do. In fact, larger ships often become more fuel-efficient per ton of cargo. A longer hull creates less resistance per unit of weight. A wider beam allows more containers without proportional increases in drag. In simple terms, a giant ship moving slowly can be astonishingly efficient. That's why modern container ships often travel at just 16 to 18 knots. Slower, but cheaper. Before the 1960s, ships carried loose cargo. Every crate, barrel, and sack had to be loaded individually. Then came the shipping container. Standardized containers meant faster loading, predictable stacking, modular scaling. Once containers could be stacked safely and efficiently, ships could grow upward, outward, and longer without redesigning the cargo itself. Containers didn't just make shipping faster, they made it scalable. As ships grew, ports faced a choice: adapt or be bypassed. Bigger ships need deeper channels, taller cranes, stronger quays, massive storage yards. Only a limited number of ports can afford those upgrades. As a result, shipping routes consolidated. Instead of visiting many small ports, giant ships now stop at just a few megaports, offloading cargo that's redistributed by smaller vessels, trains, and trucks. This hub and spoke system rewards big ships and punishes ports that can't keep up. For decades, canals acted as invisible governors on ship size. Panamax ships were built to fit the Panama Canal. Suezmax ships were designed around the Suez Canal, but when canals expanded, ships followed. The Panama Canal expansion in 2016 didn't just allow bigger ships, it encouraged them. Designers immediately pushed hull dimensions right up to the new limits. Every expansion resets the ceiling. Here's a counterintuitive outcome. As ships get larger, the total number of ships can decrease. Fewer vessels can move the same volume of goods. That means fewer crews, fewer voyages, fewer port calls. For shipping companies, that's efficiency. For ports and supply chains, it creates fragility. When one giant ship is delayed, tens of thousands of containers are delayed with it. Larger ships concentrate risk. If a small ship runs aground, it's an inconvenience. If a megaship blocks a canal, global trade shudders. The Ever Given wasn't the first oversized ship to cause disruption, it was just the most visible. As ships grow, failures become rarer, but far more impactful. At some point, ships will stop getting bigger, not because we want them to, but because ports can't deepen, canals can't widen, cranes can't reach higher, insurance risk becomes unacceptable. Shipping rewards size. It rewards consolidation. It rewards companies that can afford enormous capital investments. As long as moving one more container is cheaper on a bigger ship, the ships will keep growing, quietly, relentlessly, and mostly out of sight. Next time you see a container ship on the horizon, remember, that vessel represents decades of invisible pressure pushing everything towards scale. Not because bigger looks impressive, but because for global trade, bigger still makes sense.